Hello, 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 hello.
Hey, bro.
Welcome to the Ugly Aesthetics. Everything in my life is ugly. We have a special guest. His name is Mesa Goshka Doshka Bosh. There's a mark on his head because he was chasing the squirrels, and then the squirrels went where the bushes were, and then Mr. Goose said, I'm gonna go where the bushes were, and the bush won. So he has a scar on his head now. Today's video is gonna be a hard one for me to film. I tried to film this yesterday, but I was too emotional yesterday. I'm not trying to cry on camera. I'm sick of crying on social media. We're gonna talk about a little goose right now, okay? Come here, town. Here. Yeah, I get so many comments about people saying that they want a Rottweiler, they want a Doberman, they want a Steven. I feel obligated to make this video because I get so many people who want Steven, and I only show the positive stuff. I only show the cuddly stuff. I only show the good Steve. You know, we never put the bad side of stuff on social media. Not that it's bad, but we never show the parts that are more vulnerable on social media, and you know, and I definitely only show a good positive side of Steve. I don't talk about how hard it is to have him. I love you so much, but you're a lot of work for your dad. Get on this couch right now. We have to film a video. Thank you. We just had to take like a 10-minute break because he was just not about this video life. Okay, so in editing this, I realized that I missed a lot of stuff. Also, it was just a mess because I was like so emotional, and I just was so scared to film this video because of the backlash I'm pretty sure I'm gonna receive. Not backlash, just criticism. Through this video, there's just gonna be like random little like jumps and cuts and stuff like that of me like this, like explaining stuff that I didn't explain in the video. Filming this was a lot of work. It literally took hours to film this. Steven has a lot of energy, so he didn't really want to be just sitting in the video. We had to like cut a bunch to go like play so I could tire him out so that he could sit in the video. So just like bear with me, okay? Getting that many comments about people wanting his breed, I just want to say the reason there's so many Dobermans and Rottweilers up for adoption constantly is because everybody wants the look of one, but doesn't understand what comes with having one. Obviously, there's people who have had it super easy and they have really like easy Dobermans, easy Rottweilers. You know what I mean? Like not every dog is the same. So before everybody starts coming for me being like, well, my dog is blah, 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 you're giving the dog a bad reputation, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you about my experience, relax. I understand that I'm gonna get a lot of criticism for this video, and so just please be kind in the comments. I know some of you are literally just here to share your negative opinion, but please just be kind. You don't spend every day with Steven. I spend every day with him. You don't know what he's like, and you don't know what we do in my house. Did you just push a toy under the couch? Having Steven is hard because he pushes all of his toys under the couch and then looks at me like, Dad, get my toy. Good boy. Okay, lay down. This video is gonna take 70 hours to film just because I wanna have Steven in the video. He's hyper right now. I've posted a lot about him, and you know, everyone sees like such a sweet side of Steven, and it's not that he's not sweet, but there's a lot more that makes Steven Steven, and I think showing this side will make you love Steven more. I just want to, you know, talk about the other stuff. I know people want this breed. It's a very beautiful breed. They're adorable. But then they don't understand you're getting a dog with a lot of work. I posted a TikTok about it a little bit, saying that I was going to talk about this. Sorry if the lighting keeps changing. I'm in front of my window. And everyone was saying like, yeah, like no one understands. Like having this breed is super difficult. Like Steven needs to play 2 hours a day. That may not seem like a lot of playing, but it's a lot of playing. This isn't a breed that you get and you get a couch potato. I mean, and you might. They are very high energy. They're very smart. They like to outsmart you. While they may do everything that another dog breed does, they're just a lot bigger doing it. If a Chihuahua or a Shih Tzu comes running at you barking like, you're like, LOL, look at this little rat. When a 130-pound dog comes doing it at you, it's very scary. Although I talk about him being scary a bunch in this, I'm actually not gonna show any clips or show anything about that. I'm just gonna talk about it because I already get ripped apart, like literally torn to shreds online about how I like work with him and train him, and I only show the positive stuff. Like I literally don't show anything bad. So I just know that if I showed that stuff, which I think would give more context, I'm not at a point where I feel comfortable to do that because I'm already trying to be vulnerable and do this because I think it's important to show this side and like what it's really like to get a rescue dog and my experience with that. I'm just not ready to get that kind of hate or that amount, you know what I mean? Because I already feel like if I get too much already, like I'm just not gonna want to show a lot of him, and I know that that is really what I do is I show Steven, but I am afraid that if I show too much or I say too much about him personally, then I won't want to show him based on what like how people react to it. The hardest thing that I've had to deal with him is him meeting men. He's terrified of them. He doesn't want to meet them. Has been this way since the day I got him. Now he knows a lot of men, and when he meets them, he's scared, and you know, I do this whole thing about like, let's play with the toy, because that's how he will be like, oh, okay, you're good, I can like you. Something we've worked on, and it's been 2 years now, and he is still terrified of men. And again, this wouldn't be as bad if he wasn't the size that he is. He weighs more than me, I'd also like to say that. So like, if my dog wants to get away, he's gonna get away. I have so many different like commands. Like I can pretty much control him just with vocals. Like I don't have to physically restrain him that much. He will definitely listen to me. I really put the foot down. I run a very tight ship around here. Don't I do that? You're very strict sometimes. But it's because he's bigger than me. If I had to physically restrain him, I don't know that I could. I got Steven when he was 8 weeks old. In the 8 weeks before I got him, he had already been neutered and healed. Fully healed when I got him. You usually don't neuter a dog till like 8 months maybe. So that was pretty bad. Whoever docked his tail, the vet said that they thought that it happened with like a blunt situation in the wrong spot. So he had a bone spur that we had to watch for a year, which bothered him constantly. The way it was done really hurt him. In 8 weeks, he went from a breeder to a home to the pound whatever to a home to the pound whatever to me. In 8 weeks, he had 5 homes. When I got him, he had crazy abandonment issues. I know people say like, oh, like dogs, when they get crate trained and stuff like that, like they have anxiety and stuff. He would try to hurt himself to get out of the crate to be with me. I'm gonna do a completely separate video on his playpen. I've talked about it on TikTok. I've gotten a lot of questions about it. It's an entire living room sized playpen rather than a crate or a smaller cage for him to be in when I'm gone to work. So I'm gonna do a whole separate video on that, on why he's in it, because of the things that he's destroyed and almost died. So when you come for me for putting him in that, just remember my dog almost died because he wasn't in one. And what he can and can't have in there, because yeah, again, he'll destroy like water bowls and stuff. So, and to tell you where to get it, because a lot of people with big dogs wanted to know about it. So yeah, anyway, I just want this video to be like 700 minutes long. So that'll be just a whole different thing. The reason he's afraid of men, I'll never know. That's the thing with rescuing. You don't actually really know. They just come to you with a lot of emotional baggage. Yeah, he said that I got lots of emotional baggage. Emotionally, I'm a mess. Come here down, come here down, come here down. Wow, big baby down. He's always just wanted love. Like that was the thing he needs, is just so much love. If he was in 5 places in 8 weeks, obviously he was taken from his mom way too early. So emotionally, he's kind of a mess. Still is kind of a mess. He's got a lot of abandonment issues. Anybody who babysits him or sees him when I'm around will tell you, like, he is attached to me. He's stuck to me. If we're in the same room together, he can like be around doing his thing. But if I leave his sight, he panics. We wake up together, we go to bed together, cut my hours back working so that I could spend more time with him. Like I literally don't want to work a lot so that I could spend more time with him, and I'm trying to work more online and do stuff like that so that I can just be with him all the time. You know what I mean? Like I want a job where I don't have to leave my dog. And I used to like see him and I would cry. I would literally just burst into tears crying, knowing that he like had a hard life and that people gave him up. And I get why people gave him up. To be honest, like if you're just gonna get a puppy, you get a puppy, you think it's gonna be easy. He was not easy at all as a puppy. He was a lot of work, and it was all emotionally a lot of work. And he destroyed so much stuff because of his anxiety. So again, I get why somebody who just wanted a puppy couldn't handle him. Broke my heart. And like how my family goes is like, we've had dogs that were a lot of work, but we never give them up. They were all rescued and we never give them up. So I love a goose, a big goose, a baby goose, a tawny goose, a man goose, a sweet goosey goose, goose. And he has his forever home with me. You're never gonna need another home. The only new home we're gonna get is when we move into a big house together. And then you have a huge lawn and you're just running around like a wild goose. I think we're gonna have to relocate because he's not about this right now. If my porch light goes on in the middle of the night, he hears this click. You can't hear it, he can hear it. And he'll be like, and he will sit in front of my bedroom window and look outside until the porch light goes off because it's like a motion sensor. Someone was in my backyard once and he said, not today. I talked about the man in my backyard, but I realized I didn't actually tell the story. So basically, when Steven was little, he was under a year old. I didn't teach him to be protective. That wasn't like a thing. If anything, I've been teaching him to not be, but innately it's in him. So I was editing a video for YouTube until like 3 a.m. and I let him up to the bathroom and he starts barking like crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, like it's 3 a.m. You can't be doing that. So I go outside and there's a man in my backyard and Steven instantly runs in front of me, and he's like smaller at this point. So the guy runs away, whatever. And then for the rest of the night, Like, I couldn't sleep because Steven couldn't sleep. He sat in front of my bedroom door, like sat. He didn't lay down, nothing. He sat in front of my bedroom door the entire night. He was on guard for like days about me going into that backyard. So that's just another random protective story I wanted to tell. Dobermans are instinctively protective of the people they love. If he feels like something is threatening me, touch my dad, I dare you. Don't want to go play with your toys, okay? You go play with your toys and I'll come see you in a little bit, okay? Know what breed you're getting and do the work. When he meets new people, it's like a whole situation where we have to like slowly go in and meet them and all that stuff, and he has to be comfortable because, you know, he has to make sure that you're not gonna like try to hurt me, like, right? Because that's his whole thing, is protecting me. But his memory is so good that he can meet people today that he met 2 years ago when I first got him, and he remembers them. A part of that situation is that he remembers his trauma very well. The things that happened to him as a puppy, he remembers today. When I first got him, we went for a walk, and the very first walk we went on, he heard a motorcycle and it terrified him, and to this day, motorcycles bring out such a scary protective side of him. There's somebody who likes to ride their motorcycle up and down my street all the time, and Steven just goes nuts. So it's a really good time. Thank you, sir, for doing that. Another protective thing is like, obviously the house. You know when your dog barks at the window because someone's walking by? You would think 100 people are trying to break into my house when someone walks by the house. So I actually have to put a baby gate up. So when you look in my house, you can see a baby gate. It's so ugly. But if I don't do that because he's afraid of the baby gate, he will break the window. You know, we've worked on a million different things to stop that. And when it comes to protecting me, if he thinks something is wrong, for him trumps all other like commands. I have to protect my dad at all costs. So if a motorcycle goes by, that's very scary to him. He thinks, oh my god, my dad. But if I'm like in the kitchen and a motorcycle goes by, he doesn't care. If I'm over here and a motorcycle goes by, he cares. Another example is like we went to PetSmart. Well, we used to go to PetSmart. We don't go to PetSmart anymore. People run up to him, like kids, adults run up to him, and if you run at my dog, he thinks you're running at me, and he's like, you know what I mean? And then obviously now the kid's traumatized, and it's just a whole thing. I'm gonna change the angle here so that Steven can be in the video, okay? And I had to stop because there's so many people would run up to him, and it scares him, obviously, and I don't want him to be scared. Like, that's not something I want for him. And so now he lets me cut his nails. He lets me literally do whatever to him. I can dress him up, I can cut his nails, I can literally do anything, and he's like, I trust you, Dad. He used to get his nails cut there. I'd have to leave. It's obviously a scary situation, and he's scared for me. So the lady eventually told me, like, I think it's you. Try and leave. So I left. He was very stressed that I left, but then he was fine. Cut my nails, he was totally chill, totally chill, totally chill. I come back, instantly he wants to stand in front of me. He wants to protect me. He's like, Dad, scary things happen here. I'm not about it. Another example, I can't walk him. We spent 2 years trying to walk this boy. If I take him for a walk, he is so on guard. Every person he sees is like, that person could hurt my dad. If my boyfriend takes him for a walk, Steven is like, hey everybody, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. And it all just stems to the fact that I'm his person. And you know, he's been through a lot, and he feels like, okay, that could be bad for my dad, and I don't want that. We've worked with trainers and stuff, and they just keep saying, like, honestly, he's such an easy dog to train. He's excited to learn. He wants to learn new things. He really loves doing right by me. Now, he is not motivated by anything but me. So if I want him to do a trick, he will learn to do it. If somebody else wants him to, he's like, me. We've tried to work with people to really figure out how to like handle his protectiveness, and a lot of them just keep saying, like, in his soul, he feels like he has to protect you and keep you safe, so that's what he's gonna do. He did my little baby town. I get a lot of questions, comments, criticisms, things I don't want to hear about why do I make my dog wait so long for his food. First of all, making him wait 3 seconds is not a long wait. I always make him wait for his food. Why do I make him wait for his food? People will say, like, oh, your dog's already trained. Obviously he's like sitting, he's waiting, he's doing good, like just let him eat whenever he wants. And I'm just like, well, that's not how this works. He loves his food so much. It's his favorite time of the day. What I learned is if Steven wants to run out the door, he can run out the door. If someone comes over and he wants to run at them, he can run at them. If I can make him learn to sit and wait for his food, the thing he wants the most, he has learned self-control. So now I've taught him that in times where he really, really wants to do something, he can wait. And honestly, teaching him to do that has taught him to sit and wait when people come over, to calm down before he gets things. It's taught him that if someone comes to the door, you don't get to run and jump at the door. You sit and wait till I say. If a motorcycle, if a human walks by, if something happens, I tell him to get off the couch. I don't want to like say the words that I say to him because like he's really calm right now, but if I'm like, or like, get off the couch, he will right away. He'll sit down he'll be done. Even if he wants to get whatever's on the other side of that window, if I give him a command, he's gonna do it. He wants me to be happy. So that's why I make him sit and wait for his food. It has nothing to do with his food. It has everything to do with just making him learn self-control and practicing self-control every day. I think that's another thing that people don't understand is like, when you get a dog like this, I have to train him every single day, all day. We work on little training things so that he remains a good boy. Just because he can sit and wait yesterday doesn't mean he can sit and wait today. It's just not how it works. Another thing is that even though he wants to impress me, he's very stubborn. Training for him is an everyday thing. It is not a one-time thing. So for example, as far as the protective thing goes, I brought him to one of my friend's little birthday things the other day. In the last 2 years, he's met a ton of people. Took him to my friend's thing, was barking at people. He was going a little bit crazy town. And I was just so shocked, and it sucked, and it like broke my heart because I'm like, oh my God, I really felt like, you know, a lot has changed in a year. He's really like, he was getting so good at meeting people. He could just meet people just to meet people, and he was just totally fine. And then, you know, he felt something and it wasn't right for him. And my friend who was a guy, Steven was not happy with. He kept barking at him and he kept trying to go to him. But what I was happy about, that I have friends who allowed me to stay with Steve there. Part of me wanted to leave, obviously, because I'm like, okay, my dog's going nuts. Obviously, I want to take him home. But then the other part of me is like, well, what does that teach him? He still obviously needs to learn how to meet people and be in situations with people. I had to keep him there and work with him and play with him. And I finally got everyone to play with him. And then he was happy. But it's not easy. Just when I thought that, you know, he's snoring. Just when I thought that everything was good and he's come so far, we had a huge setback. And then the next day, my best friend came to visit who's never met him. Steven was the same. You know, as a dog parent, it sucks. And I like cried because I'm like, oh my God, I just want him to feel safe and I want him to be happy and I want to take him places, but I have to remember where he came from. I know it's so scary, 130 pounds barking in your face. I totally understand. It's so scary. Like my best friend's like shaking, being like, okay, I'm not scared. It's a never ending journey, it feels like, and you know, it sucks because I see everybody with their dogs that are just all like calm all the time and are just like, oh hey, a new person, oh this, you know what I mean? And Steven is just, he's not that dog. That doesn't make him a bad dog. He's not any harder to love. If anything, it makes me love him more because I know that all of this is all just to protect me, and I do everything I can to make him a happier boy and give him a better life, because I know if I were to ever, I would never, but if I were somebody who gave up a dog, which again, I would never, he would be put down. And I think that's the scary part, is that he's so big and he looks scary. And then there's those moments where he is scary. Never to me. He's never, ever, 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 ever been scary to me. He's just always a sweet boy. I know that if him now was at a pound or something, he would be put down. And that's again what breaks my heart about the fact that there's so many people who get big dogs like this and don't understand how to take care of them, and then they get put down. As a dog owner, as a dog lover, those are two different things. I would like to say those are two different things. There are pet owners and pet lovers. You have to do the work. I know it's hard, and sometimes you're like, I can't handle this. Well, that's too damn bad. You got the dog. And if you can't handle it, you need to find somebody who can. I mean, rehoming is a whole other topic where we can't even get into, but it's your job to do everything that you can. This isn't an accessory. This is not just, oh, I have a dog, it's cute. Again, I've said this quote before. They're a part of our lives, but we are their entire lives. You need to do right by your pet. And if that is sacrificing your life and things in your life to like give them a better life and train them and do those things, that's what you do. I don't know. Anyway, if I'm gonna get angry, I'm gonna cry. We're not doing this. We had a setback and it's hard, and you know, and now we're starting again. We're trying to learn how to meet people again, and it is what it is. And I love him so much, so I'm gonna do that for him. But something I wanna say in that situation, and what everybody has said who's seen him as Scary Steve has said, even in those moments where I feel like, oh my God, he's lost control, he's barking at this person, he's in control because he's going to sit if I tell him to sit. Like, he's still listening. And I think that's another thing, is people think that those dogs that go like at people are not trained. He is. And he listens to me. He's just a different kind of boy and he has different kinds of needs, and that's okay. What's very interesting is how much he loves dogs though. Like, he literally loves dogs like so much. So when we first got him, he grew up around dogs. Like, he was around my parents' dogs all the time, and he goes to someone's house, like his best friend Tobin is a dog, by the way. They have 3 dogs there, and Steven just like runs around and plays all day. Like, he literally, like, he loves dogs so much. Yes, thank you. You love doggies because you're the doggy. He knows the difference. With big dogs, he's like, oh yeah, let's fight. Like, let's run each other over. Let's chase each other. Let's like let's hit each other and stuff like that. Like, he can play pretty rough. With little dogs, it's the cutest thing in the whole world. Please don't bark, okay? You're gonna look this way and you're gonna pretend like you don't see that man walking across the street, okay? Because we don't want to bark. We just want to be a nice, sweet boy. Yeah, we're not barking, no. So my parents' dog, he will literally jump off the couch onto Steve, and Steve just pretends. He grabs a toy, Steven, and he pretends to tug because he knows the dog is so small. It is so funny that Steve like knows the difference between big and little dogs, and he plays different with different dogs. Something I don't understand is when, you know, like catcher vans, those like big white vans that drive by, he doesn't bark at any cars. He barks at those. You can bark at them so they don't catch you dead. And I know everyone's gonna be like, my dog barks at people too. My dog is 130 pounds. And he's not barking to say hello. He's barking to say, don't touch my dad. And part of the reason he is such a cuddly boy and he is such a baby is because he went through so much. I wish he didn't go through that. I really genuinely wish he didn't go through that. I wish he wasn't like abused or anything, and I wish he was just had a really easy life, but he didn't. And as someone who rescued him, it's my job to protect him and work with him and understand that sometimes certain behaviors are just what's gonna, like, I don't know, it is what it is. Not to it is what it is, get over it, but it is what it is, keep working on it. And we may work on it forever. That's okay. That's okay. You know, he didn't know love for the beginning of his life, and I can promise I'm not gonna cry, so reel it in. For the rest of his life, all he will ever know is love. People even say, like, would you ever do meet and greets with him? No. It's not to say that he wouldn't be super excitable and happy and be like he was for a whole year, you know what I mean? And be like the sweet, funny, loving Steve. It's not to say that he wouldn't be like that. But I would never put my dog in a situation where I would think that maybe something could happen and then something would happen to him. It's my responsibility to take care of my animal, and I'm doing the best that I can. People get mad on TikTok because I personally don't take him for walks. What would you rather me do? Me take him for a walk, maybe him feel too scared because somebody runs at him and then something happens, or have someone else do it? Or we play all day in the backyard. He gets more energy out in our backyard, because my backyard's big, than he does going on a walk. It sucks a lot when people criticize how I don't take my dog for a walk, and I'm like, he's not a happy boy when we go for walks. He's stressed out. He's very stressed when we go for walks, but he's not stressed with other people. He's stressed with me because he wants to take care of me. I don't know. I know I keep saying that, but I don't think people understand. Like, you've only seen the like happy Steve, obviously. You've only seen like good, sweet Steve. Still only had him for 2 years. We're still working every day. You know, he just wants to be such a good boy, and he wants to do good. And even like after he like barks at someone, instantly he's sad about it. Like, you can tell in his demeanor, like his eyebrows are so expressive. Like, people will say like, he's so emotional. And I'm like, I know, he doesn't want to be bad. So when people ask for training tips, know what breed you're getting. At the end of the day, that's what all I have to say. You may have a Rottweiler Doberman, a Rottweiler or a Doberman, and your experience is completely different than mine. And that's totally normal. Like, not every dog is the same. Not every dog breed is the same, and not every dog within the same breed is the same. So what worked for Steven might not work for you, and what worked for you may not work for Steven. And so I don't want people to constantly comment being like you should try this and you should try this, but they do it in such a pointed way, and it's like, you don't think I've tried that? You don't think I've tried everything? You don't think I'm still trying things? Like, duh, I obviously am. He's not a regular boy. He's a different kind of boy. Okay, so please be patient with us. These trolls on TikTok. Like, if anything happened to him because I wanted to take him to meet people, like for a meet and something, or I took him to PetSmart, like, it's not worth it to do that. Do you know what I mean? If something happened to him, it's not worth it. He has a much happier life seeing the people he knows, and I'm sure maybe somebody could love him better. Maybe somebody could have a whole estate with hella acres of land and 64 other dogs for him to play with. But I'm working on it, okay? I'm literally just trying to do this on social media. I'm posting him on social media. I'm doing all this stuff to have a career so that I can build him a house where he has acres of land to run around on. Like, that's what I want to do. I'm not working for me. I'm working for him. Let's be real. I don't know, he's very afraid of everything too. Like, he's afraid of sounds. Like, he wakes up a lot in the night when he hears things because he's afraid of like sounds. He's afraid when like things drop on the ground in the house. Like, he gets like really scared and he just runs to me with like his little scared eyebrows and he cries. Like, he's just a big baby and he just needs love from his dad so much. You can tell when things happen. He's like, Dad, please protect me. I'm just a little boy with toy. I'm just tiny man with tan. And I just need my dad to look how big his head is compared to mine. anything that happens, he instantly is like, where's my dad? Where's my dad? Where's my dad? Where's my dad? I'm just here to give you the best life that I can. Look how long his neck is. For everybody who asks why I call him Goose, look how long his neck is. Why is your neck so long? You look like a goosey girl. You look like a big goose. Thank you for watching. Hope you like this video. I hope you understand about Goose and why he is the way he is. I don't know if I made sense in this video. I get really overwhelmed when I talk about it just because I love him so much and I can't really ever organize my thoughts when I talk about this stuff because, you know, I'm very passionate about Mr. Goose. Are you my little baby town? Huh? Are you my baby town? And thank you all for like loving him so much on social media. Like I can't even believe the amount of love he gets from you guys. He doesn't even know. Honestly guys, like talking about this is scarier to me than talking about like my own like when I had eating issues and stuff like that. Like this is scarier to me because like I love him more than I love me, you know what I mean? So it's hard. Hello town. Is that a little boy right there? Yes. It is. It's a tiny baby. Oh my goodness, it's a tiny baby. Obviously, I would like to have a dog that could go to PetSmart and pick his own toys and could like go to the dog park and meet new people and tons of new dogs and like get excited for new experiences. Obviously, I would want that. But Steven's not that dog. He's not excited to meet new people and he's not excited to try new things. He's very high anxiety. He's very stressed out a lot of the time and people suggest like CBD oil and stuff, and I don't know. He's got a very, very sensitive tummy. Like literally you change one thing in his dog food or somebody gives him a treat and he like he pukes and diarrhea and all that stuff. So I don't know. What works is working for us right now. But I also want to say, having said everything that I've said in this video, like I do genuinely feel so lucky that I have him. I know I say that I rescued him, but like genuinely he rescued me. I mean like I got him at a point in my life when I didn't know if I could like continue my life. It's not as easy as just being like, oh, I want my dog to be like this, so I'm gonna get a trainer and he's gonna be like that. There's so much that comes into play with rescuing a dog. Like you just don't know what you're gonna get. We've rescued dogs my whole life and like they've been super easy, but like he's not. I think it takes a special kind of person to adopt. I definitely don't think rescuing dogs is for everyone. It doesn't fit everyone's lifestyle. I'm willing to give up my lifestyle and sacrifice a lot of stuff for the betterment of these animals. Like I am passionate about helping these dogs that in any other situation might be put down. Just please know, if you're gonna rescue a dog, it is the most rewarding experience. Like I've had 6 dogs in my life. This dog is the most rewarding like experience that I've ever had, and it's only 2 years in. I can't even believe, like I can't even understand that I love something this much. Like what? But just know that, you know, when you're rescuing a dog, you're rescuing a dog that comes with trauma a lot of the time, and you have to be patient, and it's so worth it, and they love you so much for it. There is something about like when that dog has had trust issues before and that dog finally trusts you, that like, oh, my whole soul, I can't even explain. It's so rewarding. So anyway, I just want to say that. For more Goose content, subscribe to my channel. Wow, that was such a big yawn for such a tiny man with a tan. If you click the notification bell, it'll be like, hey, ding, Nick posted a video, you should go watch it. Right, Ms. Goose? Yeah. I put out new videos every Sunday. Like this video, give it a pity. Like, what are we pitting today? We're pitting the people who think that they can troll my dog parenting, okay? My Instagram is @theuglyesthetics. My TikTok is @theuglyesthetic. So no S. My Snapchat is @actuallysougly. My website, if you want to buy my clothes, because guys, I make clothes. The reason I started this literal clothing business is 1, because I wanted to since I was younger, and 2, so that I can one day buy my Goose a big house so that he can have a big yard to run around in. So that website is www.theuglyesthetics.com. My link is always in the description for it. If you want to send Goose love letters, we have a P.O. box because, you know, sometimes he needs some love letters. The P.O. box is in the description as well. Can you not lick your butt on camera? Okay, this is not OnlyFans. Why do you always act like you're on an OnlyFans account? Oh my god.